Hey everyone, and welcome to Ink Spotlights from Comix Wellspring. This is the series where we shine the spotlight on immensely talented creators who work with us. And today we're once again joined by the mighty, amazing Rick Lopez to talk about Cosmicat, some upcoming stuff, and a few other things. Rick, it's always a blast talking to you. How are you today? And why don't you tell us all about Cosmicat and anything new going on with your book?
What's up, Brandon? Love you, bud. Thanks for having me on. I just got back my proofs from Comix Wellspring for my series Cosmicat. This is the year one collection, Life, Death, Rebirth. It's gonna be 64 pages. It's got a ton of different pinups from all sorts of creators in the indie community. I'm really stoked to finally have this in hand. I'm pretty sure this morning it shipped. I'll have to check again, but I got my points, and on the site it said it's finished. So I'm like, okay, it should be here soon.
Yeah.
But along with this, I'm shipping these out to the people who pre-ordered the book and for all their patience and support and everything. But I'll have a couple of these left over at IC3, and then if I have any after that, I'll keep bringing them to shows. But these are in low quantity, but I'll have a bunch of the regular copies as well with me. I've been doing the series for the last 4 years on Next Panel Press bi-weekly, but this is my remastered version of year one essentially. So it's all in this monochromatic sort of teal color. Keep getting lost when it goes the opposite way.
Yeah. Dude, that's so beautiful.
So I haven't shown too much of it. I've been keeping a lot of it to the chest, but I'm really excited for everyone to see what's going on with the book, because there's a bunch of crazy shit going on there. And then again, we have a ton of different pinups. There's Kevin Anthony Catalan. There's Eli. There's Eli Schwab over here. Oh, there's Scott Lamini. There's Dope Calf. You know him.
That's so cool.
Yeah. There's a lot of cool stuff. I don't want to spoil everything, but I'm really excited to finally have this one in hand. But to go with that for IC3, I'm going to be bringing my Barbarian Cat mini. Like I had last year, I had preview minis for year one. This will be my preview mini from year two. Nice. And I'll have some remastered pages in it from the second year already. It'll have some new stuff that I haven't shown anywhere else yet. Some other stuff that I worked on for other people's books with Cosmicat that I got to put in there. So really stoked to just it's going to be real Cosmicat focused show for me. I have a lot of I have another little giveaway thing that when you get the book, you get it, that I haven't shown off yet. And I'm waiting to get them in hand because it'll be a lot cooler when you see exactly what they are. But just really focus on that right now. I have one other little mini that I have not talked about that I won't post until I have them in hand. So once I have those, then people will know what it is. But it's a whole new series essentially. It's something I've wanted to work on for a while. But there is another side project that I'm working on that was perfect for that to fit in, which is only called for 2 pages. But then after I kind of worked on those, as I was working on those, the ball just kept rolling. So I have a mini ready. I'm about to send that one out to get printed. So I'll have that for IC3. But again, big focus on Cosmicat this year. Just really stoked to finally have this book in hand. It even has a spine, so it doesn't have to sit in your box. It could go on your shelf even, so it'll look real nice next to all your other books. Pretty comparable size to. Yeah, it's just really stoked to have it in hand finally. I'm really excited for everyone to see what's going on with it. All the cool pinups, all the side strips. There's some behind the scenes stuff in there talking about my experience with the strip and just my feelings with I've had an old mini that I've carried around for a couple years now, and it's got the original versions of the strip. I'm trying to see if I have one right next to me, but they're a little further away. But I'm keeping that one around for a little while too, just for the comparison's sake, and people can kind of get the lore to go on with it. So again, just super Cosmicat focused, but really excited for IC3 in general. Excited to see everyone. Yeah, I've been grinding like crazy. I did the pages for the anthology for you. I did a couple pages for the Sewer Boys book. Ooh. I have 2 pages are going to go in that All Wizards book from Zomic book. I'm looking at my list. So I've been scratching out, and then I have I did this one writer. He has a book coming out about his dreams, and it's each story is based on the 9-panel grid, and there's 9 different stories. So I had one of the stories in there, and then we've been working on the wraparound cover. So I'll have that coming out. I was waiting to finish that and then post up commissions, because I think I'll have some time to do those March 1st ish.
Nice.
But like everything's hitting right at the end of February, so I'm just like, okay, come on, we're almost there. We're almost there. So I can finally see the light.
It's so cool. Like, I mean, it's just the beginning of the year too. And for your first
Yeah,
quarter, just to be so booked up and just filled with projects and deadlines and leading up to a big con. And it's just, it's exciting. It's overwhelming, but it also gives you so many goals and you're checking them off your checklist.
yeah,
It's just so accomplishing, kind of getting that breathing room back, I'm sure as well,
yeah.
but dude, I mean, that's so much. Like, you are cranking it out, and I mean, 4 years of work compiled into one volume, like, that just speaks that you've never stopped. Like, you've been going and posting, and every time I see you, you have something new, or you're working on something new. And even
Yeah.
the power that's wrapping up still, right? You have like your last issue, you're wrapping up on that.
Yeah, so the plan is, so once I finish everything's pretty much due at the end of February. So like once I'm done with that wraparound cover, I'm gonna work on the fourth issue, and the plan is to have it by Heroes Con, because
Right.
I'll be there again this year. And so that's the plan, to finally, because I had these out too, finally finish my series. The fourth issue is really gonna wrap everything up in a real cool way. Really excited for, like, it'll finally feel like the full story is out, because each one is cool on its own, but like when you'll get to read it all at once, it'll really change the story a lot, and I think it'll like get a new life, especially when it's all collected even too.
Nice. Cool.
And
Are you
that
gonna do a
that
trade for that too when you have it all four?
I'm gonna say no for now, so people will grab the singles still. But yeah, definitely eventually I'll have to have a trade, because I'll want to just have that one book at the table and be like, hey, you want to grab this? You can flip through it. It'll be a whole thing, and it'll be one experience. Because when I first started it, that's how I initially saw it. But I mean, I was really just starting, so it was so hard to do like that whole thing at once. So it was like, no, let's break this all up into the 4 issues instead of trying to do it all as this one thing. And I've taken like breaks in between issues and stuff, and really, like, the fourth issue is going to be crazy. I have like half of it penciled already, so it won't take me too long to get the rest of it done. And I really think Heroes will be the spot that I drop it at, and then I'll have like another Barbarian Cat exclusive, like the year two. I'll bring another one of those with me, and then probably just keep reprinting that the. I almost said the title's name that I haven't talked about yet, that I haven't released yet. But yeah, I'll probably have those with me. I'll guarantee I'll have those with me too, if I haven't had to reprint them or whatever.
If it slips, we'll
But
just have Alex like bleep it in the edit so nobody.
yeah, that'd be cool. Yeah, I'll show you later, but I don't really want to talk about it yet, because focus on Cosmicat right now. But I am super excited to finish up the power, because I think that'll really, like, there's people still asking for it, so I'm like, okay, people still care. So yeah, I've always wanted to finish it. It's just sometimes, like, to be totally candid, sometimes at the show, like, it's not everyone's cup of tea, this big psychedelic trip within your mind and all that sort of stuff. Sometimes they're just like, well, what about the cat with the joint? Like, tell me about that one. So it's like, all right, let's fix up that first year. Let's get that collected. And then I'll come back, finish up the power. And then it'll kind of be like the perfect versions of both of them. We'll kind of wrap that up nicely.
That's super cool. You listen to your audience in that sense too. Like, you're giving them what they want, but also you're, pushing forward with your personal goals and your books, and you're kind of showcasing like, yeah, this is a really cool project and I'm so proud of it. And there's this other stuff for a different audience. So you kind of keep people like excited no matter what direction they go in. And do you feel like the breaks you've taken in between the issues of the power, do you think it's benefited the book a lot? Because there's some crazy art going in there, and there's so, the more I look at that book, there's more stuff, like, especially learning how to draw, like the way you do shapes and how trippy everything looks, and it's very like rudimentary, like drawing things, you know what I mean? Like skills you want to kind of try to learn while you're figuring out how to draw shapes and how to make things and whatnot, but you do it in such a fun, expansive way. It kind of warps your mind a little bit. And do you think this time and these breaks have actually enhanced your artistic ability to make it even trippier and more exciting?
I definitely think the book, like, I think the third one's the best one as of right now, at least until the fourth one comes out, I think the breaks have definitely helped for sure. And then, like, it's a different headspace too. So sometimes it's way easier to go like Cosmicat's just an action figure now. I can do whatever with them and all sorts of stuff. Like, the power is real, like, specific and real. So it's just, I don't know, there's like this certain headspace that I'm kind of like have to get into it, and I'm feeling it coming on. I'm like, all right, this is coming. Like, so I'm just getting ready. I know this is going to be the big, like, this will be the big moment for the book finally, to where it's like, this is done here. So it's like, if you want it, this is it in its completion, I know like David Grom, he's definitely seen because I have the pencils all the way through. Like I can show you the 4th issue and you can see it all the way through. It's just not like some stuff needs to be fixed a bit more, but it's pretty much there. Like the idea is there. The last pages are there. It's like, I know I'm just waiting to get to that moment because I know, again, once you see it all together, it'll book in real nicely and just be more appreciated as a whole piece as opposed to like doling it out. But I do think, definitely taking the breaks in between has helped, doing different projects, coming back to it, learning stuff. Like it's been a minute since I put out the 3rd one even too. So it'll be interesting to see like how much, like, because I thought real quick, just that like Daniel Klaus always says stuff that really resonates with me, where he's talking about like he keeps getting better throughout 8 Ball, and then specifically with Like a Velvet Glove, and he was talking about like trying to tone it down a little bit as he went through, because it's like he's jumping leaps and bounds with each issue, you know, but he wants to still make it look the same story essentially. So like I was like thinking about that too. It's like we don't want to go too crazy. We still want it to look the same. It'll have the same color palette for sure. We'll use the same brushes and all that sort of stuff. But I think it'll definitely stand out even further than the 3rd one. I really want to like go back and recolor the 1st one. I don't think I'll redo any pages, but I want to recolor it and for like when I collect it.
Nice.
Thought about that a lot too.
That's a really good, way to think about things too, because, as creators grow with their art definitely evolves, but like trying to also lock in a consistency as you're growing, that's a difficult thing to maintain because you want to let everything out, but you're just like, no, I need to hold back because this is what the book calls for. And, you have to really adhere more to what the book calls for than what you actually want to do sometimes. And that speaks a lot of volumes in itself.
Yeah, the book is, I don't know. I always like said it's like it was a good like starting point for me because it's not like, it's not like this linear storyline that you have to follow. It gave me like a really good like tee off point to really kind of like get my feet wet and learn how to do this better and that sort of stuff. And so yeah, like the power is always going to be with me and everything. And I'm stoked to finish that one out.
Rad. And so
that'll be real cathartic for sure.
You're always busy too. Like you're always not only with projects you're working on, but you're tabling a lot. I see you at events. What do you have lined up for 2025 so far?
So I'll definitely be at IC3. I'm pretty sure I'm gonna be a staple in April.
Oh, cool.
I'm pretty sure. In May is Comic-Con Revolution. In June is Heroes Con. And I think that's all I have lined up. LA Comic-Con this year, they're having us all apply to be guests again. Because like the last 3 years there, I've been a guest, but they want us to apply for that. So like I'll finish out my thing for that. I'm going to apply to Cake. I applied to CXC. I applied to, I'm like looking at my list again. Rose City. That was another one I just applied to. So, I mean, I'm going to apply to a bunch of shows. I don't expect to get into every one of them, of course, but like, hopefully I get into a couple that I didn't last year, at least maybe 1 or 2, but like Heroes and IC3, those are like my 2 new favorite cons. I'm really excited for those. Hopefully we get to go to San Diego. And then, I definitely want to go back to the Latino Comic Expo in Long Beach. That show was awesome.
I heard a lot of
good
stuff.
I could just drive. That show was crazy. I didn't know what to expect. That show was fucking crazy. I can't wait till this year. Like, I sold out so much. Like I sold out all like a bunch of stuff. Cosmicat was like so embraced there. I'm like, oh man, wait till next year. Like I'm gonna have that whole book for you guys. It's gonna be so awesome.
That's so rad. I got to check that one out. That sounds like one of the most exciting cons that have come up recently.
That one was fun too. And then Jaime was just like there all day, just chilling with us. I was like, oh, rad. This is sick.
Yeah, just dreams at that point, Yeah, it's so awesome.
It was awesome,
dude. Rick, that's so rad. I love talking to you about your adventures, about what you're doing, and I love bumping into you at all these cons. I always know I'm gonna have a good time whenever I run into you, and it's always just like, all right, cool. I got a buddy to chill with, and so I'm super hyped to see you at IC3. We'll definitely kick it. I'm gonna try to make it out to Heroes to at least hang out and like see what's up with people. So hopefully we'll see you pop up across the country this year as the year goes on. But thank you for stepping into the spotlight, dude. It's always a blast.
Yeah, dude, thanks for having me.
Of course. And do you want to do any quick shout outs before we sign off, or let people know where else they could find your books?
I definitely want to shout out Eli Schwab, David Grom, Rohagashi. Talk to them a lot. Craig CK. Those are all like some of my really close friends that I try to keep in, just keep in the loop constantly. But all the CLP people, of course, all the Next Panel Press people, those are all my people. just looking forward to IC3 like crazy. I can't wait for everyone to see the book. The new Cosmicat book, I mean, and the other stuff I have bringing along. I think a lot of people are going to really enjoy the new series and just, you know, create more branches and everything. Cause, just real quick to circle back to Klaus again, he'd talk about like, they're like Ghost World fans and they're like Velvet Glove fans, but they're not always Daniel Klaus fans, you know? And it's interesting to see like some people really fuck with the power, some really people fuck with Cosmicat, and I think this will be like a third flavor for like some other people to fuck with.
Hell yeah, dude. I love that.
Yeah.
And I love seeing your, you know, artistic abilities grow in different directions too, because the power is dramatically different from Cosmicat. Like it is a totally different
it's way
book.
different.
And from design to everything, like it's trippy to realize it's by the same creator sometimes because the style is so different from one another.
Right.
But your level of detail and your line work is really what brings it all back into like knowing it's Rick Lopez at the same time.
I appreciate that, dude.
Hell yeah.
Just real quick, I'm gonna do the Kickstarter with you.
Yeah.
I have stuff. There's stuff coming in Sewer Boys 2 from me. There's a Giant Size 63. I have some stuff in there. There is Don Simpson's Megaton Multi-Mentions. Cosmicat will make an appearance in that book in a couple pages. Who else? I just did a pinup for Raymar Brunson for his next issue of Ghostman.
Nice.
And I got a few other stuff that I haven't completed yet that will be out there soon too.
Nice. Yeah. And dude, having you on an Apollo book, it's going to be an honor having you part of the Apollo family. It's going to be a great book. I can't wait to like announce more of it and give people details because once we get probably one more week when this video is out, people hear more about it. But it's this great dual anthology Kickstarter that'll just be available for a week. And then the book will be available on the Apollo store. But it's a fun little stoner anthology that Rick joined forces with us on. And so we'll be making announcements for that very soon.
Yeah, really looking forward to that. The cover's crazy. Shout out to Eric Allred.
Yes, yeah. Awesome, Rick. I could talk to you all day, my dude. You're the best. And we'll speak soon.